From volunteering with your coworkers to bringing home a sick or injured pet just for a little bit, there are so many incredible ways that you can help our incredible pets. We're going to tell you all about that and so much more right here on Pets on Parade. Good morning and welcome to Pets on Parade, brought to you by 3TV. I'm Kelsey Dickerson with the Arizona Humane Society. Thank you so much for tuning in with us today. Now, AHS is definitely struggling with capacity issues right now, and there are so many ways that you can help our pets, just like you see on today's show. Pets like adorable Butterroll here, who is battling a puppy cold and needs a few days in a loving and temporary home until he gets over it. We're going to tell you more about the pets you can help by becoming a foster hero later in the show. But first, it is National Adoption Week, so I'm putting our volunteers on a little bit of the spotlight today by asking why they volunteer with AHS. And one such pet that has helped thanks to our amazing fosters and volunteers is Puff here, who is a little bit camera shy in his intake photo, but I don't think he's shy anymore.
He is not shy anymore, Kelsey, whatsoever. What a little sweetheart, and I think you know I have a soft spot for the fluffy ones. This little one came to us underweight, underage, super tiny, needed to be in the bottle-fed nursery, and then went off to foster care, which is where he got to put on some weight, get nice and healthy, and now you see a happy, healthy kitten here. You're gonna have to have a lot of great toys. Some can be as simple as having a pipe cleaner like this, or you can make your own toys. Kickers are really popular, but lots of things to keep this little one thriving and healthy. I love to volunteer for the Arizona Humane Society, and I've been doing it now since 2010, 2011. And I started with fostering and volunteering in the cat adoption section. And I just quickly learned that we're not just helping the pets, they bring so much joy and happiness to us. It's just so fulfilling, and it's kind of addictive. But highly recommend that you have a chance to volunteer, go ahead and do it. Right now we're at 107% capacity in the kitten nursery. So that's definitely a place where you can take a little one like what this little one was originally, get them nice and healthy and fat, and bring them back, and they can get adopted out to their loving families. So rewarding and so much fun, and definitely a way where we provide the supplies and everything you need, and you get to help this wonderful little pet.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, who wouldn't want to be surrounded by little troublemakers like that? Drogon says he agrees. And I saw this pup's adoption photo and absolutely fell in love. Who wouldn't? Just look at that face, Perry, and he has absolutely been the most sociable guy here, right? Everyone is loving Petey.
Absolutely. He is the big Petey. This guy came in kind of not in the greatest of conditions. He had a rope on his neck. He was found with another dog by the canal on 19th Avenue, so obviously struggling a bit. He came into our shelter. He didn't have too much wrong with him. He just had a little bit of a wound over his ear, which is healed up nicely, but he wasn't eating very well. We did radiographs of his abdomen, and we didn't really find anything. And let me tell you, folks, he's eating now. He is a big guy. He's almost 80 pounds, but 80 pounds of absolute sweetness. Look at that face. He loves everybody in the studio here. He is making friends very, very quickly. And you know, why do I volunteer for AHS? It's because of guys like this. You know, he's coming in not the greatest of situations, hasn't had probably the best life. And I've done a lot of adoptions over the years, and that's my favorite thing to do. This guy's going to make it to the adoption floor, and then he's going to find that home, and that is just such a rewarding thing to see. And who knows, maybe I'll be the one doing his adoption, but it's so rewarding to see them go home in situations like that. So that's why I volunteer for AHS.
Amazing. Thank you, Perry. Yes, that transformation, both physically and mentally, is amazing. So thank you so much. And we want to give a huge round of applause for AHS's Field Operations Dispatch Team. Last month alone, our dispatchers answered 1,230 calls for reports of sick, injured, and abused animals. Last week was National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week, but our appreciation for our dispatchers is felt 365 days a year. In their critical role, they field thousands of emergent calls each year and deploy our animal cruelty investigators and EAMTs to rescue, all while monitoring their safety. Huge thank you to our amazing dispatchers, Melissa, Melly, Kalima, and Shantae. Thinking of a career in animal welfare like these amazing ladies, you can visit azhumane.org/careers for more information. And it's a bit blurry, but if you pay close attention, you can see that sweet Lucy suffered from a bit of a kitty cold when she first came to us, but thankfully she is all healed up now, Denise.
Yes, this is Lucy. She's a year old, and she received some medical treatment when she first came to the shelter and then spent some time in a foster home. And her foster family said that she is very loving and very affectionate, and she loves to sleep in bed with you. So my guess is she may be a bit of a bed hog. She might steal the covers. I love volunteering at the Arizona Humane Society, which I've done for many years. And one of my favorite things is all of the fun, silly stories we hear about the pets in our care, like Lucy here, who loves to steal the covers. And another one of my favorites is one of our working cats who up and quit his job after working for 2 months and went and got a job with the neighbor because the benefits were better. And by benefits, I mean a better couch and more treats. So not all of our working cats have a great work ethic, but that's one of the things I love about volunteering is just getting to know all of the personalities of the pets. Like I said, Lucy wants to sleep in bed with you. So if you're looking for a bed hog, come on down and get her.
Absolutely. I think she's ready to go back to bed now. So
Yes.
Thank you so much for that, Denise. And if we have any Game of Thrones fans out there, you're definitely going to want to pay close attention to this pup. I think he's trying to say Dracarys himself or something, Lisa. He is singing away.
Yes, that, if you've heard in the background, that's my little friend here. Guess what? 6 months old, Drogon. He is the prince of puppies right now. He's a little afraid of the camera, but the prince of puppies. Soon to be a big dragon himself. But look at these paws. They're gigantic. He has these gigantic paws. I don't know. We don't even know what he is. Shepherd. He's got a long tail, like a Doberman tail, a big, long, curly tail in the back. His owner was arrested. And what happens to these sad pets if you're arrested and your police come to your house is the police take these guys and they take them to the emergency animal clinic for confiscate hold. So they're confiscated and held in protective custody. And then the Arizona Humane Society goes back and picks them up and brings them to our shelter. He's a little scared of the camera now. So luckily, after 10 days, we hold them for the owner to be able to come and claim their pup, and then they go up for adoption. So that's what's going on with little Drogon here. He's been through a little bit of an adjustment. He looks like he's a shepherd mix. Got these big paws, a little bit brindle coloring. Cutest part about him, if I could just get him around, look at his butt. He has this big white spot on his butt. If you would put his tail up and play, he's got this big white spot on his butt, and the underside of his tail is white. I don't know what he is. He's the cutest thing in the world. And this is exactly why I volunteer. I can't bring every animal home, so what I can do is play with them at the shelter here, get my puppy time in, and then when they're ready to be crazy and need to have their poop cleaned up, then you put them back in their kennel and you go home. No, seriously, it's a wonderful experience. You meet wonderful people, like-minded animal lovers just like you, and I just am able to get away from my job. I work from home, so this gets me out to meet new people. I can't say enough great things about volunteering at the Arizona Humane Society. If you're an animal lover, this is the place to volunteer your time.
Absolutely, and we're so glad that you found us, Lisa. Thank you so much. And we're going to tell you more about how you can volunteer with the Arizona Humane Society in just a little bit. But first, we want to give you a behind-the-scenes look of what it's like to be a dog walking volunteer. Let's take a look.
My name is Rick. I've been volunteering here at the Arizona Humane Society for about 2 years. In retirement, I still needed to feel relevant, and I was still doing something positive for the community. And the best way to do it, I found, was to do one-on-one time with the dogs. It's like the fable. There was a man and his son are walking along the beach, and it's loaded with starfish that have been beached, and the son says, I'm going to pick up this starfish and throw it into the sea. And so he did, and Dad said, but there's millions of them there. You're not going to make a difference. He said, it made a difference to that one starfish.
Absolutely amazing. We are so thankful for all of our volunteers, and make sure to keep it tuned right here to Pets on Parade. We're going to tell you how you can help little ones like these girls when we come back. Welcome back to Pets on Parade. Now, as a nonprofit, the Arizona Humane Society truly could not save the lives of the animals that we do each day without our volunteers. And in honor of National Volunteer Week, I am joined by Ellie Haluska from our volunteer engagement team. Ellie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, like I mentioned, volunteers are truly the cornerstone of everything that AHS does to be able to save little pets like this one. What is their impact that they have for our sick, injured, and abused homeless pets?
Yes, absolutely. So we truly could not do what we do at the Arizona Humane Society without our volunteers. Last year we had 60,000 volunteer hours, and they just provide so much love and care to all of our pets at the shelter, like this little girl, Pixie Dust.
Oh my goodness, yes. And she is very treat motivated, as we're finding out. She's a little motorboat for sure. Now, for anyone who's not familiar, we just saw the video of Rick, who's one of our amazing dog walkers. They might think like, oh, that's all I can do at AHS. But for anyone who maybe has other interests or other skills, there's so many ways for them to be able to volunteer with us, right?
Absolutely. So dog walking is definitely one of the ways you can volunteer. But even if you want to volunteer with dogs or you want to volunteer with cats, there's so many ways that you can help out. We also need volunteers at our thrift stores in Mesa and Cave Creek. Also, if you're interested in doing medical work with our shelter surgery team, we always can use help in many different areas without the shelter.
Yes, and for anyone who loves clothes or thrifting, our thrift stores are absolutely amazing, and we always need help there as well. Now, not only is there so many different areas to be able to help in, but there's a lot of different ways for people to fit volunteering in their schedules that used to not be available, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's also different options. Maybe if you're not able to make that weekly commitment and you want to try something like a one-time volunteer shift, you can come into the shelter for a one-time shift for 2 hours at both of our locations, so at Sunny Slope and South Mountain. And you can come volunteer with our pets. We'll do anything that's needed for our pets that day, so anything from laundry to dishes to making and passing out treats.
Yes, and there are literally there is no job too small when it comes to being able to help these pets.
Absolutely.
But also, speaking of that, now you kind of referenced it, group volunteering is a great way to be able to make a huge impact. And we're also implementing some new things during the summer with group volunteering.
Yes, absolutely. So group volunteering is a great way to get your team at work, or even if you want to have a group of friends come in and volunteer, you can come into our South Mountain campus again in the morning for 2 hours, and you'll come in and walk our dogs, also make some treats or perhaps some toys for them. And also we're implementing some new things for the summer, so we're able to keep our pets and our volunteers safe as well. So you might see some doggy day spas coming up in the summer.
Ooh, and believe me, we have some stinky pups sometimes that definitely need the spa. Thank you so much, Ellie. I know people out there are just wanting to volunteer with us now, thanks to this segment. For anyone who is maybe on the fence, or maybe they're not sure what all goes into becoming a volunteer, what do they need to know?
Yes, absolutely. So as long as you're at least 16 or older, you can go onto our website. So it's azhumane.org/volunteer and go to our Get Involved tab to fill out the application, and a member of our team will reach out to you.
Absolutely. It is so easy. And I'm going to throw a quick curveball to you. Now, I've asked our volunteers what their favorite part of volunteering is. What's your favorite part about working with our volunteers?
Oh my goodness, there's so many things. I absolutely love just seeing all the new faces that come in, seeing all our volunteers that have been here for so long, and just seeing the impacts that they have on the pets. Every time I see that smiling dog come out, or that cat that is just so happy to come out and play with our volunteers, they truly just mean the world to us. They mean the world to our pets. So we're just so grateful for them.
Oh my goodness, we definitely are. You couldn't have said it better. And we're so grateful to you and your team for everything that you guys do as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And like we said, remember to visit azhumane.org/volunteer and also keep it tuned right here to Pets on Parade because you're going to see this little wiggle bottom after the break. Welcome back to Pets on Parade. Now, Drogon might have been trying to take the cake for most operatic pet here, but I think Ragnaroth is going to give him a run for his money when he's not chewing on some treats. Right, Perry?
You may have heard him in the last segment when in the background. He can make a noise. He's very, very talkative. He was telling us all about his bad day he's had here today. But no, it's actually not a bad day for Ragnaroth. It was at one time. He came in as a stray. Was a little, great look at him there. He was a little bit underweight, a little bit heat distressed, a little bit lethargic, and we didn't know quite what was wrong with him. But we got him into the shelter, gave him some liquids and some IVs and stuff like that, and he is absolutely, everybody in the studio is going, what a beautiful husky this is. He is absolutely gorgeous. He's 4 years old and has every color in the rainbow in him. He's a really, really beautiful boy with these big blue eyes, but he's being camera shy right now. Show him your big blue eyes. Come here. Come here. All right, he's not going to show you his big blue eyes. He's going to dig in the ground here. There he goes. There you are. You know, we've mentioned it a couple times in the show here today with cats. We are at capacity in dogs also. We are just unbelievably crowded right now. Our ISO is not at capacity. It's at double capacity right now. We have no kennels available at our South Mountain location. So it is just a dire situation we're running into. It's very, very common in the summertime when this happens. And, you know, we need help. Money always helps. But, you know, in this situation, money's not really even going to do it either. We need people to step up to the plate. We need adopters and we need fosters. So if you see any animals in the shelter you want right now, and maybe you were thinking you're a teacher out there, you're going to wait till summertime, if you could just move it up just a tiny bit, we could really, really use some adopters right now. And like I said, fosters are always needed. So please step up to the plate. We always, you know, want to treat animals. Our animals in the shelter right now are safe. But in order to bring in more, we got to clear out some. So please help us out and adopt or foster.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Perry. And to expand about our capacity issues, we're going to be joined by Carrie Hughes, who is in our dog isolation ICU at our Sunny Slope campus.
Hi, Kelsey. I'm coming to you today from our Sunny Slope campus. Every week on Pets on Parade, we're so excited to show our viewers the wonderful pets that we have up for adoption, but I wanted to stay here today to share a little bit more urgent message with you. There are areas of AHS that are at critical capacity right now. These are pets in our trauma hospital and in our specialized ICU units. We are full in our bottle baby intensive care unit as well as our dog isolation ward. And unfortunately, we don't have any open adoption kennels at our South Mountain location. This is putting a strain on not only our organization, but on our pets. And so we are reaching out to you today for help. If you're able to adopt, now is the perfect time to do so. If you're able to foster, this is a perfect opportunity for you to open your home, even for a short time, 1 or 2 weeks, to an animal that needs medical care. Right now, we're in our dog isolation ward, and you can see all of the wonderful, adorable faces that need your help today. These are dogs with a cold. They're going to need a little bit of antibiotic treatment and a nice, comfy spot to relax. While the animals in our care get lots of love and support, the ideal place for them to recover from these illness will be at your house and on your couch so that you can give them all of the attention and love and snuggles that they deserve. This is Squash right here. He's been under treatment for kennel cough. As a foster hero, we'll make sure to provide you with all of the supplies, the medication, and the guidance when you need to foster these pets. So we ask of you today, please reach out, azhumane.org/foster. Please come and visit our South Mountain campus for compassion and see if there's a pet that would be right for you today. We'll see you next week.
Thank you so much for that, Carrie, and you definitely have your pageant queen wave down. Now, These two little girls may not live up to their name because we're not going to call them Pipsqueaks, but I do love their individual names, Bree.
Yes, I have Pip. Kathy has Squeak. They're 10 weeks old. They're little buff, beautiful girls. They can be adopted separately, or you can take them both home together. They came to us sick, had a pretty bad infection in the eye. As you'll see, Squeak has a little bit in her right eye, which is just kind of a fusion of her cornea and her lens, and it's nothing that long-term is going to be a problem at all. There's no pain. You just got to keep an eye on it. But I have a friend who has a cat with this and no issues whatsoever. So they're going to be happy and healthy together in a wonderful home. They have been a big hit here in the studio. They've been playing, they've been super friendly, and you can tell that the foster hero definitely took the time to really socialize them.
Absolutely. They are so sweet. And two orange tabby girls. That is incredible. Thank you so much, ladies, for that. Now we want to give a huge shout out to Michelle, who is one of the super women in AHS's Parvo ICU, saving the lives of puppies and adult dogs who may not have had a fighting chance in another shelter. She is celebrating 25 years with AHS after she joined as an animal care team member all the way back in 1998 and has moved around all throughout the shelter helping our pets in one form or another. Perhaps one of the most impressive things about her career with AHS is that she worked all the way up to her current role as a vet tech 2, completely from on-the-job training. In 2015, Michelle took on a new challenge and was one of the original vet techs who helped launch our Parvo Puppy ICU, and thousands of dogs' lives have been saved thanks to her. We are so thankful to both Michelle and her partner in crime, Angie, and all of the dedicated team inside of AHS's Parvo ICU. We are so lucky to have you, Michelle, and we can't wait for what the next 25 years brings. And it's not quite a POP show without an adorable critter to round us out, so don't you go anywhere. We're going to introduce you to Arthur when we come back. Welcome back to the show. Now, I think we all would like to learn how to fly, and if Peter Pan has taught us anything, it's that we need a little bit of a magic ingredient, or maybe just to wiggle around like a crazy little puppy. What do you think, Denise?
I think the magic ingredient is wiggling. So this is 10-week-old pixie dust, and sadly, she was found abandoned, tied to a pole. But she was healthy. Her temperature was a bit high, so we got her cooled off, gave her a bath, her paws were dirty, and now she is looking for her forever home. The Arizona Humane Society is so excited to partner with the Arizona Cardinals for the 2nd annual doggy draft. Next week, about a dozen of our long-term pups are looking to be drafted onto your team. Now, some of these pups may have been on the injury report, but I can guarantee they are healthy and they are ready to play ball. We have some awesome catchers, a few good rushers, and there may be a pup or two who may insist on being your family's quarterback, regardless of the position they were drafted for. So check out azcardinals.com/doggy draft to find your new team member. Or come down and get some wiggles with pixie dust.
So cute. Did you used to be an NFL broadcaster? Because that was amazing. Thank you so much, Denise. And we're ending the show with a very distinguished gentleman. Please tell us about this floppy ear baby, Lisa.
Well, look at this darling little lop-eared bunny. He is 1 year old and he's only 4 pounds. He has been wonderful. He comes right up to the front of the kennel. He wants his nose scratched. He likes to have behind his ears here scratched. And he has been just the perfect little gentleman. He's gonna stay small like this. So if you're thinking about a bunny, think about this guy. He came in over the counter. He was an owner surrender. And we quarantine all of our bunnies just to be sure everybody is safe, happy, and healthy before they go up for adoption and they get neutered. He's been neutered or spayed. And if you're thinking that you need to leave with him in style, we have a Toyota raffle. You watch our Arizona Humane Society Toyota raffles, and it is an awesome opportunity. I can't think of a better way to leave in style with your new RAV4. If you're interested in buying some raffle tickets, the proceeds help the animals at the Arizona Humane Society. Just go to azhumane.org/raffle.
Oh, absolutely amazing. I wish I could put in for it. Thank you so much for that, Lisa. And like we've been mentioning throughout the show, there are so many ways that you can help our homeless pets, especially with our capacity issues right now. Even spreading the word to your family and friends. Who knows, they might be inspired to help as well. Thank you so much for tuning in with us today and every day. We'll see you right here next week for Pets on Parade.